Saaz hops were a product for the world trade even when the world was much smaller than it is today. Brewers from all over Europe wanted to brew with Bohemian hops. They were much more expensive, but also twice as good as the hops that were locally grown. And that made Saaz, the city of Sátec, much richer than other towns in the region. So we can see some nice castles. We can see also a nice town center here in Saaz. We're here in the hop fields around Saaz, and this is what a hop field would look like by the beginning of June. The plants are out at a height of about 3-4 meters, and they will grow up to 7 meters high by the end of July. And by the end of August, they will be ready to harvest. So it's a very quickly growing plant, and what we're looking for is the aroma in the female flowers. And these aroma hops are the ones that give the typical aroma to a Pilsner-style beer. The Saaz hops are more or less the characteristic of the Pilsner beer. What we see here is a female hop plant, and there's about 3 vines that wind up on a wire, and they grow and grow and grow for half a year. Saaz hops tend to be very low in bitterness, which means alpha acids, but very high and rich in aroma. So rare were these hops that you could not export the rhizome from which the plant grows in the Middle Ages. Actually, you would be punished if you exported some rhizome to other countries, so they built a monopoly for Saaz hops by just having these plants on these fields here. At hop harvest, this is what we're looking for. These whole vines are harvested, but actually you only want to pluck these hop flowers. It's the female hop flowers. And these female hop flowers, they contain a substance called lupulin. This lupulin adds bitterness to the beer, but also adds a lot of aroma. In Britain, there's a saying, turkeys, hops, heresy, and beer came into England all in one year. The year they're talking about is the year 1524. That was the year when turkey, a bird that lives in America, was first brought to England. And the very same year, the writings of Martin Luther were translated into English. So heresy came into England. But what about the hops and the beer? Well, in the years before 1524, most English ales were unhopped ales. So they distinguished between ales and beer, which was the hopped version of it. What did they use before they used hop? Well, they had plants, they had herbs, and they had one special plant which grows in England and Ireland. It's heather. It's a flower that gives not much bitterness, but a distinctive taste to the beer. Also, if you think of the old beers, the old ales, well, some of them will have contained this beautiful little flower. Hop picking
used to be hard work in the old days. Whole families would gather in the hop field to harvest those small cones from the vine by hand. Today, machines do the job in a fraction of the time. They're so easy to handle that even I could learn to do some hop picking myself within a few minutes. Or maybe it was because I couldn't wait to sample the beers from that new harvest.